Good evening, all of you. This is Ravi from KALAM IAS and NEET Academy, senior faculty member. The past 23 years, I have been lecturing the biological sciences topics in various disciplines. I have a vast experience in this NEET long-term coachings in this academy. See, KALAM NEET Academy is a very good academy, and objective mode and a very principled mode of teaching has been done in this institute. So very efficient and eminent faculty members are working in this institute, and it's a very good institute. Choice is very good. And before going to the how to prepare the NEET examination, I just say this one of the important issue regarding the NEET preparation is most of the students for the past 5 years, I observed that they are more depending on the biological sciences. I observed the previous and last year students, they got, that means they secured the highest maximum marks in biological sciences, but not physics and chemistry. See, last year my student got the All India around 1200 rank. He secured maximum marks in biological sciences and very less marks in physics and chemistry. What I am telling is certainly depends on the biological sciences. We can get the MBBS seat. So prepare well and think well. KALAM IAS KALAM NEET Academy is the best choice for your long-term preparation. So before going to that, I just explained some of the important questions. How did we prepare the long-term? And mostly the questions are going to be in NEET examinations more or from the NCERT books. 99% of questions from the NCERT books. So there is no other, there is no beyond the NCERT questions as not there. See, I just explained how the questions has to be there. See, the question is as like this. Palindromes is A. Palindromes is A. So this is the palindromes or the word which denote the sequence of nitrogen bases which are present in the DNA molecules. You remember that the DNA comprises nitrogen bases, ribose sugars, and the phosphate. All together we consider as a nucleotides. See, palindromes means sometimes some of the DNAs presence of the repeated sequences. Repeated alter sequence has been identified. And take for example TA. Sequences are repeated. These kind of nitrogen base sequences we consider as a palindromes. You remember that the word Malayalam is the one of the languages of India. Malayalam language, Kerala languages. Malayalam, you can forward direction MALA, Malayalam is the same, and downward direction also be same. And you can read the upward direction or downward direction. It is same pronunciation. Malayalam spelling is same. That means alphabets are repeated same. And as the same logic here, what I am telling is the sequences of the nitrogen bases which are present in the DNA molecule are repeated same manner. Those sequences are we consider as a palindromes. So here the correct answer, what is the correct answer? Say here we have 4 options are there. Among them, what is the correct answer of the palindromes? So here the answer A is DNA sequence which read same in 5' to 3' direction and 3' to 5' direction. And the B option is DNA sequence which reads same in 5' to 3' direction on both strands. And C option is both A and B. D option is none of these. So think what is the correct answer. Here what I'm telling is 5 prime to 3 prime is the direction of the DNA strand. See, always DNA strand starts with the 5 prime, ends with the 3 prime. You observe that the 5 prime and the 3 prime means 5 denotes that the place of the carbon atom. 3, it is also be denotes that the place of the carbon atom. So 5 prime to 3 prime direction. So here the answer is DNA. B is the answer. DNA sequence which read the same in 5 prime to 3 direction on both strands. You remember that the DNA constitute the 2 strands. Each strands are anti-parallel to each other. One is the 5 prime to 3 prime direction, another one is the 3 prime to 5 prime direction. So that means DNA constitute the 2 strands. In this, both strands DNA sequence which read the same in. So that is the answer of palindromes. It is also be given in previous year NEET examination also. Then next question. So we have a second question, that is the bilateral symmetry and acylomates. So this is the one of the bit given from the structural organization of the animals. It's a zoology, structural organization of animals. It is the characteristic features of the animals. You remember that animals constitute several characters. Among them, symmetrical system and acylomates are the one of the specific characteristic features of the animals. You remember that the coelom is the one of the specific characters of animals. Coelom means the body cavity. If it is presence of the coelom, body cavity is present, those are belongs to the coelomates. If are not having the body cavities, those are acoelomates. And some are false coeloms also be there, those are the pseudo-coelomates. So here the character is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Symmetrical system means if sometimes what we have to understand is some of the animals we can cut in a longitudinal section. They can divide into the equal two halves, and that is exhibition of the symmetrical system. But some are not done. So here bilateral symmetrical system. That means bi means two. When we go through the longitudinal section of the any animal, it can be divided into the two equal halves. Those are considered as a bilateral symmetrical system. So here the question is, what are these? The given options or the phylums of the animals. Ctenopores or the one of the phylum. Aschelmanthus also be one of the phylums. Aschelmanthus, formerly known as Nematohelminthes or Nematoda. And the C is the Platyhelminthes and the D is the Annelids. So these are the four options. Among them, which phylum should exhibit the bilateral symmetrical system and acoelomates? So here the answer is C. We have a Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes examples are Tinea solium, Tinea saginatus, or one of the best examples for Platyhelminthes. You remember that the worms which belongs to these phylums are flat surface bodies, so that this phylum is considered as a Platyhelminthes. So here the option is C is the correct answer. So the Platyhelminthes phylums exhibits the bilateral symmetrical and acoelomate. That means coelom body cavity is not there, so that they belongs to the acoelomates. So then going to the next question, third question is, which layer of uterus exhibits the strong contraction during the pasteurization? Remember that it is given from the question of female reproductive system. You remember that the reproductive system is one of the human physiology, but weightage point of view, MSET or NEET weightage point of view, it is distinct from the other human physiology topics. See, this is also be separate. What it is, separate weightage is there, and it's very important chapter in second year zoology. State MCET it is second year, and whereas in the NCERT books it is 11th standard syllabus, 11th standard chapter. Which layer of uterus exhibits the strong contraction during the pasteurization? Pasteurization means labor, delivery, pregnancy and delivery. You remember that these two words, and the pasteurization is nothing but the delivery or labor. So during the labor, there is a contractions of uterus. As a result, the fetus ejected outside. So that contractions of uterus is very essential and prerequisite phenomenon of the parturition. So that what I am to asking is, we have the three membranes which surrender the what it is called uterus, and three membranes or constitute the uterus. And so among these membranes, which membrane is strongly contracted during the pasteurization? So here options are perimetrium, myometrium, endometrium, and mesovarium. See, answer is B, myometrium. Myometrial walls strongly contracted during the pasteurization. See, let me explain the other options also be there. So here perimetrium is external wall, and the endometrium is a very important wall of the uterus during the menstrual cycle. This endometrial wall has been cyclic changes has been occurred. So this is the endometrium. So mesovarium is it is the layer or connection layer between the connection of uterus and abdomen. These are the four membranes, layers which covers all the uterus. So among them we have a myometrium has been strongly contracted during the parturition. Answer is B. So then go for next question. See here, very simple, but it's a diplomatic question. One, element which is present in ring structure of chlorophyll. And the second question is, element helps in formation of chlorophyll. Remember that the chlorophyll is the one of the pigment, and also it is chlorophyll is the one of the porphyrin. It's a heterocyclic compound. It's a porphyrin. See, element which is present in ring structure of chlorophyll. You remember that when we go through the examination of chlorophyll or cytochrome and the heme, both are belongs to the porphyrin structures. Porphyrins examples. So they are formed with the 4 pyrrole rings. So 4 pyrrole rings connecting with the methylidine bridges. In that, the center chelated atom is the magnesium. Whereas in the case of heme, iron is the central chelated atom of heme. Cytochrome also be iron as the central chelated atom. So here the question is, element which is present in ring structure of chlorophyll. As I said earlier, magnesium is the answer. And the second element helps in the formation of chlorophyll. See, we have a iron. So answer is a C. Magnesium is used. Magnesium is the element which present in the center of the chlorophyll structure. And the iron helps in the formation of chlorophyll. So that the answer is C. So then go for next question. See, it's also be very easy and a little diplomatic. Similarity between facilitated diffusion and the diffusion. Remember that this is a concept of membrane transport system. Concept of membrane transport system. So these concepts have we can study the what it is called plasma membrane structures and functions, and the absorption of foods. Also, we can recall this kind of topic also. So here diffusion and facilitated diffusions or the passive transport examples of the passive transport system. So here answer is membrane proteins required in both. Substances move from high concentrations to the low concentration in both. Transport saturation in both. Highly selective in both. That means molecules, ions, or nutrients. Some are selectively permeable, some are not selectively permeable. You remember that the membranes of living system, they have a capability of the permeability, so that they can be easily transported from the molecules and ions from one place to the another place. That means inside to the outside and outside to the inside. So that is the property of permeability. So that here ions or molecules or gases transported in various methods, and diffusion, osmosis, and sometimes other ways also be identified. So here the what I am to asking is similarity between the facilitated diffusion and the diffusion. So what are the similarities of diffusion and facilitated diffusion? As I said earlier, these are the mechanism of passive transport system. See, both are transported from high concentration to the low concentration. Diffusion, the principle of diffusion is the transportation of molecules, transportation of ions from high concentration to the low concentration. So that what we have to observe is the molecules easily transported to the low concentration, thereby maintain the equilibrium state of the both sides. So that similarity of the facilitated diffusion and the diffusion is molecules or substances move from high concentration to the low concentration. So that is the similarity between the facilitated diffusion and the normal diffusion. So these are the some of the examples of the questions which have been seen in the previous papers of NEET examinations. So these are the some of the important questions. We'll continue the next classes and next sessions. We'll deep discuss in various topics and aspects and questions of NEET examinations. All the best, Andy. Thank you very much. This is Ravi, Senior Faculty, Zoology, NEET Academy, Abdul Kalam Institute, Rajahmundry. Thank you very much.